There I go. I got my little talisman there. So yes, I am not Colin Campbell at all. He's enjoying the beach, and I think he's a little bittersweet about that. He's enjoying the beach. My name is Jacqueline Jesser, and I have been in Prince Edward County for about 8 years, and my esteemed real estate agent may be in the audience, so thank you for getting me here. I started working at Campbell's Orchards about 2 months after I moved because of Colin Campbell. He is always out front. If you've been to Campbell's Orchards, he's always talking. He's always just chatting everyone up. And there was this sandwich board sign that says, "Do you love food? Do you like to grow things? Can you drive a tractor?" And I was like, check, check, check. And next thing I know, I was wagon driving for the Thanksgiving weekend in 2017. So the history of the Campbell's Orchards began in 1969. Colin's father, Murray Campbell, bought what is now Campbell's Orchards. It was kind of a rundown farm at the time, and he had just retired from, or was retiring from hydro, and decided he had a passion for apples, a passion for growing things, and so he started the farm, primarily an apple orchard, although it has diversified. And Colin and his brother Stuart were in grade 6 and 2 or so when they moved there. And they grew up on the farm. And unfortunately, and then Colin went to Guelph University in the late 70s, I guess, and where he met Diane, who was also at Guelph University. And unfortunately, in one of his second or third year university, Colin's father died in a plane crash, a local small plane crash outside of Coburg. And so Colin and the community rallied. Colin's university friends rallied, and they kept this farm going. They had a market store at the time. And so during the summer, all of Colin's university friends would come and help run it, and then neighbors ran it during the year when he was at university. And then Colin and Diane came back and started running the farm. And then Amelia and John were born soon, a little while later, and they grew up on the farm. I've heard stories of Amelia being in our apple bins as a playpen when she was very young. Amelia's right here, obviously. And they grew up on the farm, and they both have become involved. Amelia and her husband, Matt, started Apple Falls Cider, which is a hard alcoholic cider business that they started a number of years ago, which is really successful and still producing hard cider at our orchard. And John he had a passion for wine, so he planted Marquette grapes, and we actually had an award-winning wine that he made in 2023, I believe, or 2022 maybe. Anyways, it's been a passion for that whole family, and I've been really honored to be a part of it. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to say when I heard what this was about is agritourism is so important to the sustainability of our farm in particular, and I think a lot of farms in the county. Agritourism is basically, it's diversification, it's opening your farm to the public, and I think it's education. I am a teacher at heart. That's where my former years were in teaching, and I'm passionate about education, outdoor education. And we educate people. We help people farm to table, fork, farm to fork. Colin likes to call it farm to fork, tree to fork, things like that. And I think it's really important, and it's probably what's sustaining Campbell's right now is our outdoor activities, our experiences, the pick your own. And what it does is it bridges the urban and rural. A lot of us, we have tourists that come, we have children that come that don't know where their food is from, and the whole agritourism business and opening our farms to people to experience where our food comes from, how hard you have to work for it, how if it's a big drought, there's nothing you can do about it. And I think we've all experienced that this summer, and so that's been a very important part of Campbell's. A year in the life at Campbell's, if I were to give you a quick rundown, January, we rest. We're quiet. We stay inside. We shovel when we have to shovel, but our orchard is closed. In February, we open up. We have a bakery where it produces homemade foods from some of our produce that we have frozen and kept, and then we sell that. And then come March, we hit sugaring season, maple sugar season. John Collins' son started Murray's sugar bush, named after Murray Campbell. And we now have a really great sugar bush, a sugar shack where we invite people up. We have a maple walk and talk. We do outdoor pancake breakfasts. These are all agritourism, all bringing people to experience our experience of the farm. And then in April, we start pruning. We have 8 acres of trees, a lot of trees, and they all get hand pruned by basically 3 people, Colin and Sean and Peter, who are 2 offshore workers that we've had. Sean's been there longer than I have, so he's been on his 9th or 10th year. They come from Jamaica in April, and they help us hugely, and they live on the property. They're a big part of our family. And they start pruning things. Colin does a pruning seminar, more agritourism, more inviting people in, teaching, education. It's a real passion for us. And then May, I don't know, are there any birders out here? May's birding season. We get excited about the birds that are coming, and it's also blossom time on our farm, and it's a beautiful, beautiful time. And then come June, we have our strawberries. We have pick your own strawberries. Which is a wonderful time. It's when we open 7 days a week. And from there, we hire students, local high school students come. We've had some incredible workers for us that have come year after year, and we've watched them grow through to university, and then they stop coming back. And then July and August are sort of a little quieter season, but if any of you, how many people have been to Campbell's? Can I see hands? Okay, so most of you. I don't know if anybody has met me, but I'm the hat person. So August is when we first have our first crop of apples. We have our Lodi apples come out. And we start selling our apples at the orchard. We only sell our apples at the orchard. We don't bring them elsewhere. We do have a lot of loyalists in Albert College and a bunch of different, we actually had there's a music program, and of course I'm blanking out here, down in the county, that we donated our apples for an after-school music program and stuff. So that's primarily, we're just in the local Quinte West and Prince Edward County. And then in, what do we got? In August, we got the harvest. September and October are our big months, and that's when we pull out the pumpkin hat. If you've never met me, you know I wear this all October. This is what I'm known as, and we do educational tours in September, October. So we have a lot of local schools coming, and we take them on a hay wagon ride and teach them about the crop. We pick apples. We shall tell them how to grow, how we grow them, how we pick them, harvesting our vegetables, things like that. And then October, how many people have been to our October, say, Thanksgiving weekend, and have seen the crowds? And the parking is very difficult. Yes, it's a big deal for us. It's our big, big season in October, and now we're in November, and it's obviously quieted down, hence Colin and Diane heading to St. Lucia. They needed a break. I think it's very hard. I'm sure you've had this experience living on your property where your business is. It's hard to get away. You're living your business 24/7. So it's true act of labor and love. And then December, we start to gear up for our Christmas. We do a lot of Christmas baking. Like I said, our bakery is a big, big part of our farm. It's part of the diversification that we've had to do and move into. And we do a couple of, we're at Busy Hands. If you're go to the Busy Hands Craft Fair, please come say hello. We will be there. And the only last thing I would like to, well, one thing I do have to say is I'm not Colin or Diane, but it is the happiest job I have ever had working for them. They're amazing. They are the first to dig deep when things go awry, and we have a code red, meaning we don't have Honeycrisp pack. They are the first in there to do it. Code whatever, we have code brown, there's no candy apples. That's what code brown means in our world. But yes, they are wonderful. They're the first to have to clean out any mess that's happening and things like that. And so they work so hard, and it's been, I guess they're at their 55-year mark of having that farm going, just the two of them running it. So anyways, we're all very pleased. We go right now, our staff, in October, our staff is about 22 people. That's when we max out on our seasonal workers. We go down to a core of about 6 people in February and March, most of the managers. And we have a lot of semi-retired people that come in every year after year and work just in September, October, and it's wonderful. It's a real family affair, I would say. Last thing, I have one activity for you guys to do is, so one of the challenges I do when I do the private school tours or the private tours and the private school and the educational tours is we grow up to almost 25 varieties of apples at Campbell's. And I always challenge my groups on if they can guess and say the number of the apples that we actually grow. Some we don't, but 12 is the record that I have held. So I'm going to ask you guys to yell out apple varieties. When I hear them, I will start counting the ones that we grow. All right, so just yell it out. What do we got? Macintosh, Ida Red, Granny Smith, Gala Empire, Honeycrisp, Spy, Tolman Sweets, nice. But you know what? I'm going to take that off because we don't grow them anymore. What else do we have? Russets, Golden Delicious. We call them RJ Gold is our one, but yes, there's a couple different varieties of Golden Delicious. Got Smize and Smith. Ambrosia, nice. Come on, you're 10. Say that again. We got Empire. Portland. No, we don't grow that one. Got the Granny Smith. Snow. So we don't grow Snow, but we grow one that's very close to that. Snow Sweet. We go Snow Sweet. Yes, Amelia. What do you got, Amelia? What can you add? Go. What do you got? Crimson Crisp. And we got that one. We got that one. Yeah. Snow Sweet. Ginger Gold, another golden variety. Yes. Caramel apples and candy apples. Yes. Don't grow them, but we've got them. Yes. So some of the other ones we have, just so that you're aware, Liberty, we've got yellow transplant. How about crab apples? We grow crab apples. We also have Zestar, and that's Zestar with an exclamation point. L-Star and Jonah Gold Red. And then we also grow about 8 varieties of pears, just so that you're aware. Anyways, good job, guys. I think that's pretty much all I have. I'd be happy to answer questions. Collins spiel would probably be much more apple heavy, like heavy on the growing and techniques of that. And if you are interested, please come by the orchard. He loves to talk and he would love to answer any questions that I wouldn't be able to answer. All right.
Okay, questions after Matt.
Okay, sounds good.